people don't realize how advanced Herbie Hancock actually was and is still to this day, because he's still doing music. Like, he was one of the first people to use computers to make music and sound, and people don't realize, like, even if you look at his music video, you'll see a lot of stuff that's so advanced, and that was like the most weirdest video that I ever watched in my life. But think about it now, and I was like, oh, he was too advanced, and that man don't get a lot of credit for what he has done.
So it's like before his time.
Right.
I actually went to go last year to see him at the Greek in concert.
Oh, that's
Herbie
nice.
Hancock.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one of those things where when I saw it, I was like, you know, I remember this guy, but I haven't seen him do anything. But one thing I know just from having a lot of musical friends is just because someone's music isn't on the radio every day, it doesn't mean that they're not still recording and writing and relevant and all these things. And me being from, and us being from a different genre or time frame, our people that we like, they don't replace so quickly. Like Janet Jackson, Aaliyah, I always like that music because there's nothing that can replace it. Whereas now it feels like it's a little more like, oh, this song is hot and it's gone. We forget all about that person because there's no investment into the artist and the, you know, multiple songs. Because it's, I don't know, it's just a different time. But Herbie Hancock, much respect. You still doing your thing, and
that's why it's like me being a late bloomer, from Kiss to Prince. Then I jumped to LL Cool J, and then I started hearing other stuff. Then I had to go backwards all the way because I didn't really respect 70s or early 80s rap until I'll say last year. I really started to respect it because I started hearing artists making music, and I'm like, I think I heard that before. And it turns out they came from the Furious 5. I was like, oh, and then it makes me go listen to their whole album. I'm like, oh, I didn't like this whole album back then. What was wrong with me?
I mean, honestly, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, Sugar Hill Gang was fun rap. It was story based. It was cool. It was R&B driven. I feel like Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5, when they did It's Like a Jungle Sometime, The Jungle, that song was rap. I mean, Sugar Hill Gang is rap, but it had like a lot of R&B driven.
But Melly Mel wrote that rap.
Melly Mel wrote that rap.
For them. And it's funny because if you listen to the words, they say they name. The Sugar Hill rapper's name. I mean, say their name in the song. It's like nobody never really bashed it, but that's the first song that really blew up.
So that was kind of ghostwriting.
No, that was ghostwriting.
You know, they didn't call it that back in the day, man. And I understand why, because it was first a production. It was a street thing that came from people in the street, and some record executives heard it and was like, But then once it got in the studio, because the execs were used to doing music a certain way, they kind of put the rappers into that way of doing music, which was good and bad, maybe. But I think the Jungle was just, the feel of the music was different than Sugar Hill's Gang music.
Because if you look at how hip hop went, they went from electro music, electro funk. Then it went from R&B, disco, pop, and then all of a sudden you start hearing this boom bap.
The boom bap.
The boom bap that came around.
Yeah, because I remember Egyptian Lover and people like that. It was kind of there was no techno then, obviously, but what came to be electro. That's what they call it, right? Yeah. Yeah, My Posse's on Broadway and all of that. I mean, it was a time when Debbie Deb and it was a lot of Hispanic artists, and I don't want to get too deep into that, but there was a lot of Hispanic artists and African American.
Miller Man Ace and
right,
Kid Frost. And,
Kid Frost, right?
Yeah,
Rasta.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Shout out to him. I got to meet him. He's cool dude.
Yeah, he's come out here and done some things.
Oh yeah.
And Digital Underground came out here. A lot of people come out here and show some love to the AV. So tell me, while we on that topic, give me some top artists of all time for you, and you can cross genres.
Okay. Woo. Okay. My best, like how many?
It's up to you, man. I don't want you to leave anybody out. So you know what I mean? This is important. So you know what I mean? Just give me what you got as far as who moves your soul and who touched you in a way to where you still are forced to think about them.
Okay, and this is no in particular order. I'm just gonna say.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to put George Clinton up there.
Right.
Incredible. George Clinton, Marvin Gaye, Redman, Prince, Michael Jackson. I'm missing somebody off the top. Queen.
Now the hard part comes.
It's a lot.
Okay, so y'all notice that for the most part, my man went with a lot of R&B, and it's all good because that's probably the foundation of what you grew up listening to early. So who else you got for us? Queen is the last group you named. Who else we got?
Dre, Dr. Dre. His whole tree, his whole family tree, that what he did. Of course, Quincy, Barry White. I am naming a lot of R&B. For a person who didn't like R&B, I told you I got persuaded.
I just want people to understand something about sometimes with production, like so many of the songs that we've heard and we grew up loving, and even now, are made by people who have a foundation in music.
Right. And
when I say that, it's no disrespect to rap or hip hop, because it's rooted in that too. But we do know that you can have a subwoofer and a hi-hat, and that could be a song.
Right.
But we know on the side of R&B, the production of placement, instrumentation, different instruments, timing.
Right.
These things are very involved. So it's interesting that you're naming mostly R&B.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm a late bloomer, so it's like
a rock and Beat It. What kind of song is that? Tell me what kind of song that is. What genre is Beat It in?
It sounds more rock than anything.
Because of the guitar, right?
Right.
And the drums too. But then on the same album, what is Human Nature?
R&B.
What is Wanna Be Starting Something? That's like funky.
That's like rock funk, yeah.
Rock funk.
Yeah.
So him and Prince, just we touched on it, but just for y'all, in '84, Thriller came out.
Right.
I think that Purple Rain came out just about the same time, close enough. At that time, you couldn't like both.
But I did.
Okay.
And you know what? It was funny because I didn't need a video to like Prince, but I did need a video to like Michael Jackson. And I'm going to tell you why, because, I don't know, when you see Michael Jackson visually, it makes you gravitate to his music even more. I don't think Michael Jackson would have been as big if he didn't do videos.
You know what?
That's just my
K-Waz, I gotta agree 1,000% with you, which to me doesn't take anything away from it, because he was already a star when Thriller came out time and time again. But when you talk about going to a next level, what he did with Thriller, right? Or wait, Billie Jean came out before Thriller. Billie Jean was first.
Yeah.
That video
Epic.
And then when you go back and look at it, you can't understand at the time what it meant to see him in the black and white Stacey Adams, with the jacket, with the little squares that lit up.
You're right.
It was simple, but there was nothing like it at the time.
Exactly.
How did that? What did that do to you, man? To watch videos become incorporated into music to that level, to, like you said, like Michael Jackson ain't Michael Jackson without the videos, and it's a fact. How did that affect you?
Because, well, like me, I saw the videos before I even heard the music, and looking at him being being a trendsetter, it was incredible to me. I was like, this black man got his little bow tie with his black leather on, with his shoes on, and the ground lighting up at every step that you take. And it's like, I ain't never seen this. Looking at, all the rock videos, ain't nobody doing that. It just with the guitar or singing or whatever. Ain't nobody doing videos like this.
Yeah, and it was a storyline video.
It was a storyline. It was smooth. And he would just singing. It was like little sequence showing his little dance and slow motion and showing his eyes. And it was like, oh, you seeing parts of Michael Jackson that you never really seen, like with the Jackson 5. Of course, if you seen like the live shows, you seen him dance with him and his brother, but it was more intimate, that Billie Jean video. Because it was more up close, it was more up front, and it was showing more what he had to bring to the table. And that's why I think if he never did a Thriller video, like he could have did Billie Jean and stopped there, what would his career would be at?
Music itself wouldn't be the same, because Thriller introduced the people dancing behind, the storyline, the video without music in it where he's acting.
Right.
A movie producer coming in and director coming in to do
John Landis. I think he did E.T.
E.T. He did.
No, that's Steven Spielberg. I'm sorry.
Steven Spielberg. He did The Werewolf in London. Yeah. Which is why Mike got him, but he did a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the movie he did. Was it Close Encounters?
The Third Kind?
I don't remember, but it's one of the movies he done movies, so I'm just gonna say that.
We didn't do research before this, y'all. This is off the cuff, y'all. But dude was bad, and nobody had brought in choreographers, directors. I think they said they had like the whole camera, like 7, 8, 9 cameras in downtown LA next to a meat packing place. Yeah. And they're out there filming with zombie. Like everything they were doing hadn't been done, so everybody was going off the let's do what we can.
Exactly, the first movie video.
Shout out to Mike, man.
That was like the greatest night. I remember MTV sitting, getting popcorn, getting ready to watch it. Right. At my auntie Vicky house, man. She rest in peace. But we were sitting there waiting for this video, and it was like a movie to us.
Yeah, it was a world premiere, and we want to send a shout out to NWA, right? Which we want to send a shout out to Eazy. Right. And all the fellas in that. Michael Jackson, we want to send a rest in peace. Whitney Houston, we want to send a rest in peace. And we're going to go in, man. First thing that comes to your mind, George Floyd.
Rest in peace. He didn't deserve that. We need justice for him.
How do we get justice for not just George Floyd, but, we're currently in a lot that's going on in September, and it's still people coming up dead. The guy that just got shot, 7, 8 times in the back, I believe, while he was getting into his car. I mean,
that was horrible.
Another young man just got killed. What is George Floyd? What does it signify to you?
We need to police ourselves. We need a new generation of Black Panthers back to control the police. It's cool that everybody marching and doing that, but we've been doing that already for years. It's time for a change. It's time for us to really know what these laws are and see how can we use it to our benefit to police ourselves and protect our own self. Like the Panthers back in the day, when they had them issues, they had their guns out too, and they was watching what the police was doing, make sure they was doing their job correctly. I think if we do that now to this day, it might be a little chaos because, well, it shouldn't be, even though they had a white boy walking with his little AK and the police didn't do nothing. He killed like 2 people in front of them.
Right. And a U.S. Senator just posted, I forget the guy's name, but what he posted is if we get any of them, as in blacks, around us with guns, which in the state that he is referencing, open carry is legal. But he's saying if any of them come around that they're going to be taken out. This is a senator saying this, and wow. I don't know the guy's name, but the point is to say that the Panthers used the law that was in existence, which wasn't written for black people. And I used to have a problem with that word, black people. Right. I no longer do, because what I understand is, what I've been studying is found out that we have our ancient Kemet, people from Kemet, which is Egypt. Mm. But what I've recently found out is that at some point, whether they're indigenous to America or they came from Kemet, which may not be the case, there may actually be black people who are not African.
Right.
That's deep. And the Native American that has been renamed and rebranded, if we go in our American history books, from all the people who were here at the time documenting, you know what they're saying? Black people were Indians. They were the Indians that everybody talked about.
Right.
It started changing, and then once they named it Native American, that erased the history of blacks being here before any Europeans. And it's supposedly the Mayan culture, the Aztecs were black.
Right.
That's
exactly.
deep. That's deep. Because everything we're taught in school, all the images we see are of olive-skinned people, which they're black olive-skinned people. Sorry to tell y'all.
Yeah.
There's blonde hair, there's blue eyes, there's green eyes.
Just like you, I used to have a problem with the word black too. Like, I'm not black, I'm brown. Like, black is my shirt. Like, how did it, I'm in a black circle, but I'm a brown man. They don't want us to connect our brownness because it's more brown people in the world with, you know, the Indians, the Spanish, all y'all black.
So I'll admit that sometimes talking about people that I don't necessarily support or is into, well, that's a little separate than when you're doing something like this where we want to talk about current events. So we've talked about this before, but we're doing Say. So we left off at George Floyd and went Tekashi 6ix9ine.
A clown, rat. He need to be out of here.
Out of here, huh?
Yep.
How much longer? Okay, so he blew up. He's out there doing what he's doing. Then the case comes, gets in a situation, goes to jail, gives up all the cookies, all the cookies, the crumbs, the cookies, the chocolate chips, everything on the table. Gets out, drops something. It goes big, comes back to money. Got people like Nicki Minaj in the video and all this stuff he's doing. Comes back talking some of the same stuff that seemed to get him in trouble as far as being aggressive and, you know, threatening the people and all that. How much longer do you think he's got to go, man?
Oh, his time is running down right now because Billboard looked at his sales, and at first he had positive sales. They went back and looked, it was really like 35,000. So his album that he released, I guess is out now. It flopped.
Oh.
So he's been reaching to certain outlets trying to get interviews, and his career is done. Like, I don't know how long he thought his career was gonna go, but I guess with the Nicki Minaj thing, you know, then he bashing her, talking about that's his record and that's why, you know, it got big. Like, nah, bro, like, you about to go down the drain. It's over for you.
I didn't know he bashed her.
Yeah, he bashed her a little bit because he was like, oh, I got love for her, but that's my song. What song did she got that made her, do all this and whatever? So I'm like, dude, everybody was watching because of her, not you. But them numbers finally came and it showed like how many people was actually watching them, and I know he hurt right now, but
I guess we're past the days of being like professional and having some tact, where if you're on the song with me, and even if I'm not cool with you, maybe after the song comes out we're not cool anymore, I'm not gonna show that and like speak on that really in that way. Especially if I came to get you. I'm sure he came for Nikki. She didn't come to him and say, hey, I want to be on this song. He said, hey, I got this song. I want to do a remix and I want you on it.
Right.
Why would you do that? Because she's hot, because she's good, because she got a push.
Yeah.
And her push is rooted in music.
Right.
Whereas in your push, it's got music elements, but everything else outshined it more. So why go and say anything bad about somebody that's on your album?
I don't know. I guess what the person was, interviewing about, he was like, that's his song, and and the numbers that came with it, they was more like, oh, that was because of Nikki. And he like, no, that was my song. So
okay, all right. How about MC Lyte?
MC Lyte, one of the dopest voices in the hip hop game, the lyricist. Even though she had writers also every now and then, but she was still dope and she's still doing her thing. I like MC Lyte.
Right. Okay, how about the children? The children, man. The children.
Explain.
Just in a general way, we got kids out here that are, let's say between 3 and 13. Mm-hmm. 3 and 15, something like that, to where that whole time is very influential. You have kids, right? Mm-hmm. You have some young kids? You have older?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I just say children, what comes to your mind?
It's like protection and safety, and being a teacher to them. Have them learn, right from wrong and what's good and what's not, until they can get their own mind in the correct atmosphere to judge things according to how they want. So
right. And just real quick, how does the internet, social media, it went from saying the internet, we don't even say that anymore.
Yeah, because
that's like old school. Like now it's social media.
Right.
How does social media play into that with our children?
Social media is actually powerful because everybody's on their phone, tablets, computer. Like we in the Terminator stage,
right?
Where they Terminator said that the first one was in '85 that computers was gonna take over. Where we here now. So it's like it dominates everything, and everything it's a smartphone, smart TV. We got a smart car now. It's like everything is being taken over by social media. So that, and kids watch that more than anything than reading books or whatever. So
right. Okay. How about when we say the word grandma?
Grandma. We don't have grandmas no more. Because the grandma now is like 34.
Facts.
My real grandma, she rests in peace, was a real grandma, Grandma used to go over there. I'm going to grandma's house. Go spend the night, get some good food, get spoiled.
Right.
Not today's grandma, they going to the club.
Man.
I ain't watching no kids.
That's really one of the saddest things, because, man, like, grandma, my relationship with grandma, like, after school, my mom was at work. Yeah. I was fortunate enough to have grandma. She lived on, like, the same block, right? At grandma's house, from the time I get out of school to the time mom got off work and got home, I'm at grandma's.
Yeah.
So I'm doing homework there. I'm eating lunch there on those days. Definitely eating dinner. Wasn't a lot of sugar, and a soda was a treat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All the food was cooked in skillets in the oven. Bacon pies, and you know, it was a lot of meat and soul food, which I grew up on, which isn't all the healthiest food. Right. But the point is, like, it was cooked. You saw grandma cooking it. We sat down at the table and ate.
Right.
Or newspaper spread out on the ground.
Yeah. With the little kids.
Yeah, we considered.
I forgot about that.
We considered the big table, right? And no drinks while you eating, because you're gonna spill it. You got to eat and then you go and get the drink, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Forgot about that, right? Okay, so much love to Grandma. Rest in peace for yours and mine, because they're both not here.
Rest in peace.
Jimi Hendrix.
Innovator. One of the best guitarists.
Right?
Man, Jimi Hendrix was ahead of his time, man.
Okay. K-Waz.
Not a follower, a leader, innovator. Always like to be challenged.
Okay, and tell me, what are you doing over at Self-Explanatory Music, since we're talking about K-Waz? What is Self-Explanatory Music? That's your label, your production? It's
a label. It's more production right now. I offer production to any artists, signed, unsigned, with engineer work, or if they need tracks from me, you can come here and get it. And or if you need a DJ, I can DJ for you. It's whatever.
Okay.
Anything musically.
Self-Explanatory Music, y'all. All right, we almost to the end of our say it. Kobe. When I say Kobe's name, what do you think about?
Man, a Laker legend. Me and Kobe used to have little issues back in the day, but
you had a problem with the Lakers?
Yes.
Okay. What was your team?
Clippers all day.
Clippers over Lakers, y'all. I don't know what to say about that, but I get it.
No, I like the Lakers. I can't say I don't like the Lakers, because you know they from LA. But me and Kobe just bumped heads one time, and
okay. And
then that just made my Laker thing just diffuse. When he passed, you know, I still felt his passing, because he was young and he did a lot for Los Angeles. So.
Right. So then we're gonna go to Nipsey, because Nipsey obviously passed first, and then Kobe. Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle. He's a game changer. He the one trying to show everybody, like, building your neighborhood first and give your people opportunity. And he's from the same area where I was from, so that was nice to see a younger black man be strong in business mind like that. And he had so much stuff going on. You can buy a shirt, which I have in the closet. I got one from my brother who got one for me. You could scan the little tag and there's music inside. I was like, whoa, that's so advanced.
Yeah, I mean, dude was on a very much an entrepreneur, innovative type of feel, and when he started selling his album, I mean, how you gonna sell an album for $100, right? Well, he showed us something, right?
He showed us that, and then he sold his project for $1,000. That sold, and it was like, he showed, like, don't be afraid to try something. If it fails, it fails. But if you put that much effort into it, it's gonna prosper. So. Right.
Well, you know what? I wanna bring it down to this final question, as we're here with K-Waz, Self-Explanatory Music,
yes.
Super producer, writer, engineer. When it's all said and done, K-Waz, what would you like to be remembered for?
The guy that's a champion.
Right.
Well mannered, responsible. Love to do original music. Sample head, hip hop head. That'll bar you up if you want that. If you want to battle, I'll battle. It don't matter beats or lyrics. It don't matter. Like I'm here. I'm me. I'm low key and I don't cause trouble with nobody. I just like you to treat me like I would treat you, and that's like 100. So.
All right, y'all. K-Waz, go check him out. He's on all platforms with all kind of music, with his personal projects and also with lots of artists. He's got a lot going on right now. He's busy at work, busy in the studio, busy writing, and living his life. And final question though, I probably should have asked this before the legacy, but how is the coronavirus affecting you and your family?
It's as far as like musically, it's affecting me kind of bad because I don't have as much traffic as I usually do. But I'm still working, but not as it usually be hectic up in here, but in a positive way. And now the corona hit, it's slowed down dramatically, and I have to move a certain way. But,
right. Well, we wishing you, man, much future success. We hope the business picks back up. It looks like things are loosening up a bit as far as the quarantine. I think that it's still people getting infected, obviously, so we still got to be safe and be smart, which we are safe. But we want you to prosper and do well. Bless you and your family.
Thank
you. Man, we're looking forward to all the new projects and the new people. And for those who need someone who can write, whatever it may be, or produce, or even if you already got your music, you need an engineer. This is the man, K-Waz, with Self-Explanatory Music.
Yeah, stay tuned. You might see some new K-Waz project coming.
All right.
I'm not going to say what it is, but I am trying to brew up something.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that, man. It's an honor to do this. And again, first episode of V-Star Picks interview series, episode 1. K-Waz, thank you, man. Good to see you. And
follow me, K-Waz.
Tell them where to see you.
On Instagram, KWAZ 5000 on mostly everything. On K-Waz, the Lyrical Cycle. That's my MC name. You can find me either those two names. You'll find me, or just write K-Waz, K-WAZ.